Okay, welcome to the video here. I'm Brian Jacobson, and what you got here is my first step or first session in From Pressure to Flow workshop that's coming up here in May. And I wanted to give you an introduction here for what it is that we work with, how it will affect you, what you can expect, and why we do what we do. So, stop the old thought patterns. That's the first step we want to accomplish together. We want to interrupt that, and you'll see here why. So, first off, when you step in here, just you have to acknowledge that you're not the one choosing most of your reactions, right? So when we have reactions in life, when we have circumstances or situations that we react to, it's usually not a conscious choice that we make it as such. And more so, it's because you are running patterns, patterns that you have been practicing, believing in consciously or unconsciously. Usually it's unconsciously when it creates results or outcomes that you don't desire more of. So first, just acknowledge that. That's what we will talk about and see in the workshop. The next thing is many people believe that pressure, that's what causing that reaction, but pressure is not really the problem. It's the automatic response, the no space in between what happens and your reaction to it. That's where we want to create a little bit of a gap, right? So usually the reactive state, that's fearful or angry or prideful states that gets activated. And it's not flaws, right? It's not like, oh, you are wrong because you have these reactions or anybody else for that matter. It's all programs that's running unconsciously, and we will address them and we will change them. And this is the first step that we acknowledge it, we learn to see it, and get a little, you can see the name of it, Sacred Breath, Return to Center. We get a method that we start practicing, just one simple method at first, right? So just understand that these patterns that you're experiencing in your life, they were installed before you were consciously aware. It's when we were kids, maybe even growing up to be adults in the age of 10 to 20, that we get an idea or we see our parents or other people have these responses, and we like a, what do you call that in English? Like a not a fungus, not a fungus, but like those you use to clean things with that can suck up water. Like you're sucking in everything that you have of experiences, and it might just get adopted and concluded that's how you're supposed to do it. And because of that, it just sucks everything in that age, the brain, and what we observe. It actually feels like you, right? Those reactions, they feel like you, but afterwards you might feel the pain, you might feel the, I don't really want it to do that. Or if you're in the anger or prideful state, you'll point the finger, right? Maybe every one of us have done that, pointing the finger. It's your fault why I react the way I do. So just remember that the patterns that you have experiencing in your life up until now, if you join the workshop and we will change them, they were likely installed before you even knew how to train your mind, train yourself to be in a way that you really enjoy and like, right? So keep that in mind. And just a simple one, if anyone has worked with mindset, if anyone has been having these therapy sessions or psychology sessions and they haven't worked out, some people still have the idea that you can think your way out of a pattern. You just have to see it, you just have to change it. But really, what's happening is it's programmed subconsciously into the body as well, right? So we can't think ourselves way out of a pattern that runs faster than you're thinking. And the subconscious mind runs faster. So the first thing we want to do together is we don't fix that pattern. We don't try and change our behavior. We learn to interrupt it. We learn to, when the behavior happens, which it will, we learn to interrupt that. We train that. And so when we do that, we can then apply what we call the sacred breath. And the sacred breath is a specific breath we train together as we go through some of these circumstances, some of these situations that we've experienced over and over again. We go through it. We use that breath. It's a very specific breath. And we're not doing it for relaxation as such. We're more doing it for a reset. So even though we had an experience, we get emotional, we get that same reactive state, we improve the space between what is experienced and our center. And we learn to come from that center and return to the experience. That's what we do. So the sacred breath really just creates a pause and it helps you, as I said before, return to your center and you'll start to break the loop. As you begin to break the loop, that is the confirmation of your commitment. And the thought patterns that usually follows that will repeat the pattern again, they will also start to be interrupted. And then in the second session, we will start learning how to install new pathways. So again, yeah, you stop reacting, you start noticing what's actually going on, not in the mind, but just the presence here and now, right? As we are, delicious beings. And that will help you to regain choice, gain choice for how you want to respond. And that's the first step. That's what we learn at first. Of course, also the first session includes learning to share what's going on without being judgmental, learning to be objective of past experiences, not identifying with them anymore. Also, not identifying with other people's past experiences, behaviors, right? We create that gap so we, in our lives, can create something new, something that feels juicy, alive, which will create new circumstances. So yeah, together we will identify your pattern. You might even see some of my patterns, right? I do this work also, and we learn to step out of it, have a look, and then how I can change the pattern. So yeah, if that sounds so interesting for you, if it's exciting to learn how to, in a way, not manage, recreate your experiences from a new place, from a centered place. Then from pressure to flow, the workshop starts the 6th of May. That's live here in Randers. That's in Danish though. You'll have a Danish video somewhere, maybe a link below. And 7th of May, that will be the online version. So yeah, join it. There'll be a link below for signing up. And if you're into the free intro, the 25th of April, it's in a few days, there's a link below for that as well. Right, so that's the landing page. That's where you'll see more about the workshop. If it's for you, click link below. Have fun, give me a comment. How do you actually change your patterns if you have ideas for that? And it's a group thing, right? So we can even share what already works for us. We can be there for one another. This is not a teaching of the best way. We're just going to make that change. Instead of living from a pressured state, pressure as a life belief, to flow, to have fun and see how to do that. So if that's you, see you in the workshop, see you in the intro if you have time for that one. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the share here. That's me, more in a bigger picture. Thank you very much for watching here. Thank you very much for actually deciding and committing to have a more fun life in flow and step away from all these old, unconscious, reactive mechanisms that's no longer benefiting you. I have been there. I still experience some, but I know what to do about them now. So it's exciting for me every time something pops up that reoccurs because I know I can now step out, look at it, and change it. I want that ability for you as well. So see you in the workshop. Have fun. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you.